To education sector now, where key players are advocating collaboration between government and development partners to reduce the number of out-of-school children in the Northeast. TVC News senior reporter Jesse Tafida has details.
The education sector in Northeast Nigeria has been severely devastated by the 13-year Boko Haram insurgency. The United Nations Children's Fund estimates that it has resulted about 1.6 million children to be out of school. But in an effort to change the poor narrative, government and humanitarian partners are working together. Katai Foundation is already moving towards this direction.
For example,
it has gathered members of the civil society organizations, educationists and development partners to train them on education budget monitoring and advocacy.
This training is to see that we've called that a purposeful line on the budget should be included in terms of emergencies like this that happened in Borno State, where resources can be channeled to address some of these root causes of immediate needs of children, most especially scholastic materials, cleaning of the schools, and ensuring that learners and children have gone back to school.
How can the state government can be able to meet up with the global benchmark and global indicators for pre and compulsory education for children and especially women, girls in Borno State.
For children in the region to have a better future, there must be significant investment made in the education sector in the Northeast.
So these are my call, that we should be very realistic in our approach. Let us not take what we cannot really implement, and then if we have some that are already existing, rather than bringing some new policies, let us strengthen them. And then, just like we said, that it is a big concern everywhere globally that the girl child needs education, so we need something that is realistic, something that is sustainable, not about when people are pulling out and then still it goes back to where we're coming from.
It is expected that a considerable decrease in the number of children who are not in school will result from this call for action and commitment from stakeholders, development partners and the government. Jesse Tafida, TVC News, Maiduguri.
Governor of Borno State Hyacinth Alia has called for unity among political leaders and their supporters for the development of the state. The governor was speaking at the burial ceremony of former Minister of Steel Development Paul Unkwand Unogo at the Kwande local government area. Maiwo Kwato reports.
2 years after his passing, elder statesman and Second Republic Minister for Steel and Development, Watara Paul Unongo, is finally laid to rest at his country home in Kwande local government area of Benue State, attracting dignitaries from across the country. Topping the list is President Bola Tinubu, who is represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume.
I want to thank Mr. President too for sending me to represent him here. I really want to say, God bless all of us. May his soul rest in peace, and may the angels work this great Nigerian poem, one Tare Paul, your
While reflecting on the life of the late nationalist, State Governor Hyacinth Alia called for unity amongst leaders and their supporters, as no society can strive in an atmosphere of conflict.
I invite all of us to take advantage of this moment of the passing of this hero, the great legend Wantaro Nongo. Let us continue to accord him with that which is his, that Benue develops, that every family is happy in the state.
Late Paul Unongo passed on the 29th of November 2022 in Jos, Plateau State at the age of 87. Mayowa Okwato, TVC News, Kwande.
We have more stories coming up after this break. Don't go away. Experience information and entertainment like never before as TVC Breakfast takes your weekends to a whole new level. Introducing TVC Breakfast Weekend Edition, your ultimate source of thrilling sports updates, insightful political analysis, and captivating entertainment news. Stay in the know with what's trending, catch up with the latest in sports, and immerse yourself in the latest buzz from the world of music and movies. Your weekends are no longer just days off, but moments packed with knowledge, excitement, and enjoyment. TVC Breakfast Weekend Edition, only on TVC News.
Every weekday on Business Nigeria, we uncover the secrets of the financial world.
We analyze the stock market, shares, bonds, and the thrilling world of cryptocurrency.
Facts matter. Our team dives deep to separate facts from popular opinion.
We simplify complex government policies as it impacts your everyday life, helping you navigate the ever-changing financial landscape.
Watch Business Nigeria every weekday at 2 p.m. only on TVC News. First with breaking news.
Sometimes it's the story that calls. At other times, the people just want to be heard.
School, I need students, but I need teacher.
Can't continue like this.
Their voices re-echoing through time itself.
We haven't done anything.
If the tide is high, everybody run for safety.
Their tears leave a sweet sour taste for all their demands. A familiar call beckoning for change. In our world, no one expects a disaster to happen. But when it does, we'll be there to x-ray all sides, from the east to the west, north and south. Community Forum will examine the oddities and challenges to economic development, as well as issues yearning for government intervention. Watch fresh episodes of Community Forum on Sundays.
Thanks for staying with us. Governor of Rivers State, Basioto, has paid tribute to Joseph Wires, who was Nigeria's president of the Senate during the Second Republic, describing his death as a huge loss to the state and the nation. Governor Otu attended this funeral service in his hometown. Tina Akwake completes the report.
At his country home in Sankwala, Obanliko, a sober atmosphere was palpable as sympathizers, including family members, lawmakers, and government officials, gathered to pay their last respect. A funeral mass was conducted where the officiating minister eulogized Mr. Wires as a man with a huge heart who touched many lives. Governor of Cross River State, Basioto, describes the former president of the Senate as a monumental figure whose impact in the state and across the nation remains enduring.
Senator Joseph Wires, all of us as Cross Riverians and Nigerians, we love you. We thank you for all the contributions. You put us in the political calendar and reckoning very early. We want to say thank you. We salute you. We pay you our last respect. And we want to let you know, because in my own parlance, they say when you're dead, the ears will still hear. I know that you're hearing us as we speak. We'll continue to be very, very proud of your achievements.
As the commemoration service came to an end, Mr. Wires was laid to rest, marking the final farewell to the distinguished elder statesman. The occasion was attended by notable figures, including former Governor of Cross River State, Professor Ben Ayade, and Minister of State for Trade and Commerce, Senator Waneno. The former president of the Senate's journey to his final resting place kick-started on Friday with his laying in state at the Senate chambers and the UJ Eswene Stadium in Calabar. During the night of tribute at the UJ Eswene Stadium, the president of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, had asked the bereaved family to maintain peace, love, and unity in order to sustain the legacies which the deceased left.
I want to plead with his family that now that the government of Cross River State has taken the bull by the horn to bring his remains to touch the land that he became great from.
I feel sad, I feel elated, I feel happy that everything is coming to an end right now.
Joseph Wires was born on the 21st of May, 1941 in Obanliku, Cross River State, and died on 30th of November 2021 at the age of 80. Tina Akweke, TVC News, Obanliku, Cross River State.
The Governor of Kogi State, Usman Ododo, has flagged off the inaugural Kogi International Carnival aimed at showcasing the state's cultural richness and attracting global tourism. Organizers say they're committed to making the carnival an annual tradition to position the state as a prime destination for investment and cultural exploration. Michael Ella has details and will return with business news.
It's a spectacle of culture, music and fanfare as the maiden edition of the Kogi International Carnival takes center stage. The week-long event is scheduled to hold across the 3 senatorial districts of the state, with a grand finale for the 7th of December. Representing Governor Usman Ododo at the opening ceremony in Lokoja, Deputy Governor Joel Oyibo pointed out that the event aims to celebrate cultural diversity, promote tourism, and foster unity among the people.
I stand before you to profoundly announce that 2024 Kogi International Carnival is hereby open.
The Kogi International Carnival promises a diverse range of activities, including captivating performances, cultural displays, culinary delights, and fashion shows, with the grand finale built for 7th December. Organizers say the event will attract domestic and international visitors, highlighting Kogi's potential as a tourism destination.
Culture is a very stable tool for economic stability and identification of who you are. It is a prevailing force in our quest for identify and patriotism.
As we celebrate this vibrant set of entertainment in Kogi today, let us remember that the journey is far from over. Together, we must continue to nurture this industry, create opportunities for our youth, and tell our stories in ways that resonate far beyond our borders.
As you know, Mr. President is so committed in using art, culture, and creativity in changing the narrative about the country. And I think Kogi is on the right path.
Your Excellency, Dr. Usman Ododo said yes. Culture.
On the sidelines of performances, Governor Ododo hosted the organizers to a special dinner at the State House, where he commended their efforts in bringing the vision to life. Michael Ila, TVC News, Lokoja.
And in business news, the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria has proposed valuation regulations for financial reporting to enhance the nation's attractiveness to foreign direct investment. Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the Council, Mr. Rabi Olowo, stated this during a stakeholders engagement session which held in Lagos. He emphasized the importance of valuation as an intricate process, noting that the proposed regulations aimed at standardizing valuation practices improve transparency, and it will also help to ensure accuracy of financial statements. Now, Mr. Olowo explained further that the regulations will provide clear guidelines to reduce ambiguity and subjective judgment in valuations and will require adherence to well-defined standards and deep understanding of market dynamics.
The regulation is going to do for us is to improve accountability and accuracy by outlining the roles, the responsibilities of those who play one form of roles or the other, whether it's the valuers themselves, whether it's the assurance process, the auditor, or other key stakeholders. The regulation aims to improve the accountability of those involved in the valuation process. This will foster a culture of accuracy and integrity in financial reporting.
FRC is only looking at valuation
that will have an impact on the financial reporting statement. We are not looking at the entire valuation industry. We want, if you want to bring up a valuation report that will have an effect on any organization's financial report, we are saying you must do it the FROC way. And FROC way is in line with IFRS. We are not doing anything outside IFRS.
The Lily Pond Export Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has recorded a major success in its fight against smuggling. Officers of the command intercepted 11 containers loaded with timber and unprocessed wood valued at nearly $300,000, which were on the verge of being smuggled out of the country. TVC News senior business correspondent Ifunaya Eze reports.
Giving details of the operation, the Lily Pond Export Command Comptroller, Jibola Odusoya, revealed that the containers were seized at the barge area of Apapa Port in Lagos, following a joint operation by the Lily Pond Export Command and the Customs Intelligence Unit. He explained that the detained containers have been officially converted into seizures.
Wood in raw form like this is contraband, is completely banned. The one that has been improved upon, that has been, at least we have some labor work on it, not this one that they just removed the back. It is absolute revision. The intelligence came, and I was also already waiting for these containers prior to arrival at the port. And when the container arrived, we couldn't see anybody, either agent or exporter, behind them. But we already stopped the containers because we wanted to know what was inside the container. So we scheduled it for examination. After performing the examination, we now saw that they are having prohibited items inside the containers.
Comptroller Odusoya stressed that the operation serves as a deterrent to others who may attempt to smuggle restricted items out of Nigeria.
The people that did this, they already know that this thing is contraband. That's why they couldn't come to any officer. That's why they had to take the thing inside the port through the back door. Because genuine exporters, they have access to our office. We meet together, we talk every time, we guide them on government regulations and other things they need to do in the course of their trade. But because these people, they wanted to test our resolve, that's why they had to go this way. Anytime they embark on things like this, we will arrest them. We will detect this thing. They can never succeed. That is our resolve. With the intelligence community we have in the port here and the synergy existing between us and other government agencies, this type of thing cannot go.
The Customs Service also used the opportunity to urge exporters to adhere to regulations and take advantage of government initiatives designed to promote legitimate export trade. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Lagos.
And over the past few days, bank customers have experienced difficulties trying to get cash from banking halls and automated teller machine outlets. Well, all that is set to change. The central bank governor is advising bank customers to report any difficulties withdrawing cash from bank ATMs or ATMs, the Apex Bank. That's from December 1st. Governor of the Apex Bank, Mr. Olaime Cardoso, said this at the annual CIBN dinner, which held in Lagos.
Trust is fundamental to fostering digital transactions, and we must take every necessary step to preserve that trust in our payment systems. These delays often disproportionately affect vulnerable segments of our population. We also recognize the ongoing challenges with cash availability at ATMs, which disproportionately affect ordinary Nigerians. To address this, we are conducting spot checks across deposit money banks, DMBs, and will impose penalties on the underperforming institutions. Customers are encouraged to report any difficulties withdrawing cash from bank branches or ATMs directly to the CBN through designated designated phone numbers and email addresses for their respective states.
The governor of the Apex Bank are there. Now, adopting the financial stability mechanism and the establishment of African Money Institute was a focal point of the financial experts at the 5th African Union Extraordinary Session of the STC on Finance, Monetary Affairs, Economic Planning and Integration. Uloma Oyemachi reports.
A room filled with some of the brightest minds in the financial sector across Africa. They have gathered in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, to discuss ways to stabilize the continent's economy.
Thank you very much, Excellencies.
The welcome remarks of the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Olayemi Cardoso, had significant points, from commendation for the 3-day exercise, the goals of the extraordinary session, and how the CBN is making its mark in its own way.
The Central Bank of Nigeria has implemented significant reforms aimed at fostering stability, resilience, and growth. The removal of fuel subsidies has created fiscal space for strategic investments.
Other speakers reiterated the same need, a need to reposition Africa's economy to be on the top echelon. They say despite obvious challenges, the unique strengths of each country is what will make the change and input even better.
Instruments like the Africa Financial Stability Mechanism will position Africa as an attractive investment destination.
Africa's public debt has surged by 170% since 2010. Foreign direct investments declined by 44% in 2022. That's why, in their wisdom, the heads of states called for the establishment of the Africa Financial Stability Mechanism.
Based on the current situation, the AFSM is relevant and needful to help African countries to foster stability in their fiscal abilities.
The theme was not lost to Nigeria's coordinating Minister of Finance and Economy, as he called for the implementation of feasible policies that will push sustainable financing for the African Union.
We can overcome these challenges collectively by building a strong economy and using reforms to strengthen the economic management systems of our continent.
Excerpts from this meeting is expected to drive the conversation at the Head of State Summit come February 2025 as Africa continues to push for more economic integration and growth. Uloma Oyemachi, TVC News, Abuja.
Well, the stock market shows signs of price improvement as the key activities heat up in key trade sectors. If you get up reports, we'll be back with sports news. Stay with us.
The stock market looks set to blow up its usual Christmas rally as we witness regeneration of securities prices. Banking stocks, known for the traditional outbursts in the stock markets during the Yuletide, waved influences taking attention from investors. Access Holdings, UBA, and Zenith all showed competitive footprints in mid-trading hours. The shares of key manufacturing companies, Wapco Lafarge and Nigerian Breweries, all seized the season's advantage for price jumps. The low traders at the exchange with price losses were First Bank Holdings, United Capital, Oando, and Dangote Sugar. Nearly 500 million units of securities valued at 10.1 billion naira were crossed in the market subsectors. Market analysts say they expect interesting trades this December. Efyong Eko, TVC News, Lagos.
Hello and welcome to sports. Let's begin with tennis. The International Tennis Federation has announced Italy as host of the Davis Cup finals from 2025 to 2027. The 8-team men's event, called the Final 8, was won this year by Yannick Sinner's Italy, who triumphed in Spain last month. The Italians also won the 2023 edition in Malaga. The city has hosted the event since 2022. The 2025 finals will be staged in Bologna.
2024 world champions. It is back-to-back Davis Cup titles in this golden age.
And back home here, Abia State government says that it is ready to host the forthcoming 2025 Abia State Para Badminton International and African Championship. The State Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development, Nwabiola Ananaba, said this while receiving a team of international officials who were in Abia for inspection visit in preparation for the hosting of Africa Para Badminton Championship in Umuahia. The development manager of Badminton Confederation of Africa, Ahmed Reda, expressed satisfaction with the level of preparations in Abia.
The Alex is very intentional in supporting the youths in Abia State through sports. You can see our sports is doing very well. Our youth empowerment side is also doing very well. When we assumed office, you can see we have a lot of talents in badminton and para-badminton. And we don't want to underlook them. But we're intentional because we are an inclusive government. So whatever you do to able-bodied men, do it to disabled. There's ability in disability.
For sure, we can see the facility it's huge for us, which is very important, and because it's para-badminton activity regarding the handicapped athletes. So we want to make sure that all the accessibility are there. We can see a lot of frames, a lot of accessibility, which is for us it's a plus, it's a bonus. And I can see this place can host international tournaments for sure. And again, as I said, we are very confident about Badminton Nigeria that will do a wonderful job.
The final of the Chairman's Cup and Under-16 Football and Athletics Championship for primary and secondary school students in Ibejuleke local government area of Lagos State witnessed the emergence of the Oloja Football Club as champions. Let's bring you details of that in the following report.
Final of the Chairman's Cup and Under-16 Football and Athletics Championship for primary and secondary school students in the Ibejuleke local government area of Lagos witnessed the attendance of government officials, traditional rulers and residents. The championship finale witnessed the finals of athletics as team and sprinters ran for medals. The football final between Ibaoloja Football Club and Unidogbo Football Club was a highly competitive game, with Ibaoloja emerging winners courtesy of a 4-1 victory.
It has met our expectations because our vision really is to identify these young ones, identify their talent and help nurture them. So this program has really helped us in identifying talent. And going forward, the local government is going to work, with these kids to ensure that they are able to grow, this talent and possibly make a career of it in the future.
With the championship aimed at honoring the sporting skills of the budding athletes, the chairman of the Ibejuleke local government reveals the next steps for the student athletes.
The best talents among the kids, we have identified them, and the local government is going to establish an academy for soccer and track events as well. So those ones who are able to skate through, so we are going to invest in their talents. We are going to ensure they are managed by professional coaches such that we can participate in state and national competition.
The importance of combining education in honoring the sporting skills of the athletes is of foremost importance to the officials.
Our students have always excelled in the area of sports, not to talk of academics. In the area of academics, students of Ibejuleke Education District 3, we've won quite a lot of competitions this year. This year alone, we won the governor's quiz, we came first, and a host of other competitions like that. And in the area of sports, Education District 3 have always excelled.
This will bring another life
and additional life to the youth. If this program is not in existence, we cannot know those boys that are talented or girls that are talented. So this is a laudable program and it's a welcome program. And kudos to the council chairman for doing that.
Age grade championships such as this will impact immensely on the lives of these student athletes as well as aid grassroots development of sports.
The new chairman of the National Sports Commission, Shehu Diko, is excited by the level of talents in the country. Diko is hoping to get the National Sports Commission to work with all partners and stakeholders for the development of the talents that they saw at the weekend at the ITA National Junior Tennis Championship in Lagos. That will be sports this hour.
These are thrilling matches watched by the newly appointed chairman of the National Sports Commission, NSC, Shehu Diko. Gbolahan Olawale emerged as champion of the boys under 16 in the International Tennis Academy ITA National Junior Championships. Gbolahan defeated Onyeka Chiogujiofo of Oyo State 10-5, 10-7 to lift the boys under 16 category. In the girls under 16 category, Good News Aina defeated Mufifunoluwa Atilola to win the crown. Good News outlasted a tired Mufifunoluwa 10-5 and 10-6 to emerge as the senior girls champion. In the under-12 for girls, Karina Opwene of Bayelsa State beat Barakat Ganiu to lift the crown, while Excellencio Oginiba defeated Ashim Ghazal in the boys category.
I feel good and better right now. I hope to win next time for the under 14 girls.
I want to really say a big thank you for the organizer and my parents with my coach. First of all, my parents. Without them, I cannot be here. Secondly, without the organizer, I cannot be here. And thirdly, without my coach, I cannot play harder to win the trophy.
The tournament has just shown that we have talents all over the country. And that's why we're taking it to various parts of the country to motivate the youth there to see the opportunities and the possibility of them becoming great players and at what age they can become great players.
For Diko, his presence is an indication of the intention and focus of the Sports Commission to pay attention to efforts to harness and develop these talents and those of other sports.
What they are doing here exactly aligned to what we are thinking, because we believe we have to go back to the development and start from ground zero up level, because there's no way sport can develop the way we are doing it. We are only more focused on competitions, international competitions, without anything to do with the domestic development. So we have to go back and develop.
Public officials often talk about their plan of action for a new job role that they have been appointed to perform. But sports-loving Nigerians like me hope that this is not another sweet public relations talk as they look forward to the action behind the talk. Solomon Ajizugu, TVC News, Lagos.
And outside Nigeria now, United States President Joe Biden has issued an official pardon for his son Hunter, who was set to face sentencing on federal felony gun and tax conviction this month. President Biden had previously said he would not pardon his son or commute his sentence. We have details in this report.
In Hunter Biden's case, his father's full and unconditional pardon covers any potential federal crimes Hunter may have committed from January 2014 through to December 2024. The youngest son of the U.S. president in June was found guilty of 2 charges related to lying about his drug use on a federal form, and 1 for possessing a gun while addicted to or using drugs. And in September, he pleaded guilty to 9 charges in his federal tax evasion case, after previously denying allegations he had intentionally avoided paying $1.4 million in income tax from 2016 to 2019. He was due to be sentenced on the 16th of December. The pardon represents legal forgiveness, ends any further punishment, and restores rights such as being able to vote or run for public office. after U.S. President Joe Biden backtracked on his promise not to interfere in his son Hunter Biden's criminal cases by granting him a presidential pardon. He expressed gratitude for the mercy extended to him. He acknowledged his past mistakes and emphasized his commitment to making amends. Reflecting on his recovery journey, he promised never to take the clemency for granted. Reacting to the move, President-elect Donald Trump, taking to his Truth Social, wrote, "Does the pardon given by Joe to Hunter include the J6 hostages who have now been imprisoned for years? Such an abuse and miscarriage of justice. Presidential pardons are common for outgoing presidents. This is Joe Biden's 26th one in the months before they leave the White House. Donald Trump issued 143 pardons during his first term as president, most of which came in his last months as president."
And that's the news at 7. For more updates on the stories we're monitoring, check out our website, tvcnews.tv. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG. Remember, we'll stream live on YouTube at TVC News Nigeria. Up next is Politics Tonight. Stay with us.
Following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. It's Black Friday. ShopX TV is proud to celebrate this occasion by giving away 10% off to all amazing customers from now till December 15th, 2024. Introducing the ShopX 10-in-1 Air Fryer Oven. The incredible 12-liter oven that offers 75% more space for cooking than traditional air fryers. Stay tuned and learn about the amazing free bonus items included with the CookX Air Fryer Oven. The CookX Air Fryer Oven replaces a deep fryer, a rotisserie oven, a dehydrator, an oven, a toaster oven, and a microwave. The CookX Air Fryer Oven's spacious interior and multiple racks allows you to cook for the entire family in one go. Its easy-to-use digital display and preset cooking functions take the guesswork out of meal preparations. The CookX Air Fryer Oven is a 12-liter powerhouse that can fit a whole chicken and feed the entire family. Air-fried chicken and tasty fish, and all made with little to no oil to give that amazing fried food taste and up to 80% less fat compared to deep frying. Here's exciting news. You can air fry rotisserie. Regular rotisseries have no airflow. It's crispier on the outside and so much juicier on the inside. It features a state-of-the-art touchscreen with 10 presets. The CookX Air Fryer Oven is easy to wipe, so cleanup is a breeze.
I am happy, my husband is happy, and of course I have a happy home. From my grilling on check, to my frying on check, to my baking on check.
This CookX Air Fryer Oven is the bomb. It is super fast. Small time, everything all set. And most importantly, it has no grease. I mean, no grease.
The CookX Air Fryer Oven is now available exclusively from ShopX TV. But call the number on your screen now or scan the QR code and get it on the Black Friday deal of 279,950 Naira. The CookX Air Fryer Oven comes with a drip tray and a grill tray. But wait, there's more. If you order now, you get not one, not two, but 3 bonus items valued at 50,000 Naira for free. Bonus number 1, an extra large rotating stainless mesh basket, amazing for French fries. Bonus number 2, our stainless rotisserie fork, perfect for restaurant style rotisserie chicken. Bonus number 3, stainless steel food handle for picking up your rotisserie meat. This means you save 50,000 Naira on these accessories. You can get the CookX Air Fryer Oven in 2 easy payments of 139,975 Naira. That's right, pay twice to get this innovative kitchen appliance. Call now while stock lasts.
The preceding was a paid presentation brought to you by Shop. doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known, for when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century, speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Hello and welcome to Politics Tonight, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. I am Olajumoke Olatuji. EFCC secures order of court for feeding estate with more than 700 houses belonging to a former government official. Tonight, we will be analyzing Nigeria's political and economic landscape. And my guest tonight is Orji Uzokalu, Senator, Abia North, and former governor of Abia State. Welcome to the program, everyone. Stay with us. I'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Now let's begin with some developments in the polity. Human rights activist Bako Benjamin has asked Governor Agu Kefas to focus on delivering dividends of democracy to Taraba State and not be distracted by fifth columnists. Reacting to a recent publication by an online media alleging that Governor Agu Kefas mismanaged 2.6 billion naira to refurnish the official governor's office or neglecting the health sector, Mr. Benjamin described the publication as an opposition-sponsored strategy to frustrate the governor. He also said the allegation is not only misleading, but a desperate attempt to distract the people of Taraba State from Governor Kefas's numerous achievements. Meanwhile, Governor Agu Kefas has denied the allegation, describing it as unfounded. The chairman of the Nigeria Bar Association in Adamawa State, Idi Ali, has commended the efforts of Governor Amadu Fintiri towards judiciary reforms in the state. Speaking at Christian Lawyers Fellowship Unity Dinner in Yola, the NBA leader advised the governor to match his words with action by providing an enabling environment for practicing lawyers in the state. The chairman appreciated the plan of the state government to digitize court processes, eliminate delays, and promote transparency.
Foster unity among Christian lawyers and also to unite them and also see the need of us coming together and act as one. I think that basically that is the essence of this dinner.
An FCT High Court sitting in Abuja has granted an order of final forfeiture of an estate to the federal government. The application for forfeiture was filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in view of Section 17 of the Advanced Fee Fraud Act. Senior reporter Celestina Iria reports.
Since its establishment in 2002, this is the Commission's single largest recovery. This estate, located in Lukogoma, contains over 740 buildings of terraces, duplex, block of flat, and semi-detached duplex. From the master plan, it is to also have a school and a shopping mall. The Commission had, through an application filed before the court, argued that it had reasonable suspicion that the property have been acquired or developed with process of unlawful activities pursuant to Section 17 of the Advanced Fee Fraud Act. On 1st November 2024, Justice Jude Onwebuze of the FCT High Court Apo granted an order of interim forfeiture for the estate, which measures 150,500 square meters. The interim order was to be published in any widely read national newspaper to enable any of the interested party appear before the court to show cause within 14 days, while the final order of forfeiture of the property sought to be forfeited should not be made in favor of the federal government. Now, the court has granted an order for final forfeiture of the property said to belong to a top government official. The Commission is keeping the name of the owner under wraps until it is safe to do an all-blown-out exposure. An order of final forfeiture gives right to the federal government over the property. With this order of final forfeiture, the EFCC has not taken possession of this property. Celestina Iria, TVC News, Abuja.
Let's take a short break, and when we return, it will be time to analyze Nigeria's political and economic landscape with Orji Uzor, Senator Abia North and former governor of Abia State. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. Tonight, let's speak with Senator Orji Uzor, Senator representing Abia North and is also former governor of Abia State, as we analyze Nigeria's political and economic landscape, in addition to other matters arising. Your Excellency, good evening to you. Thank you very much for coming on Politics Tonight. It's good to see you again.
Thank you so much. Nice to be happy new month.
Happy new month to you too. You know, the last time we had a conversation was days ahead of the 2023 election. A very robust conversation about the chances of your party, the APC, and former President Olusegun Obasanjo's third-term bid. It was quite an expose. Now, one other thing that happened was your quest to become Senate President, and later you opted out. Are you satisfied with the current leadership of the Senate, headed by Senator Godswill Akpabio?
Well, we're in the Senate. We're doing our work, and there's no division in the Senate. That is what is most important. And everybody is trying their best to make sure that will support Nigerian people coming out of economic problems. So that is more important to me than hunger. So we are just there doing the job, doing it very well.
You know, I asked the question because recently the National Assembly, the Senate passed a vote of confidence on the leadership of the Senate, and Nigerians are wondering who is not happy with the leadership of the Senate. But, you know, currently the highest-ranking Southeast politician is the Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps, Benjamin Kalu. Some believe then that the Southeast should have emerged Senate President. What do you think?
Well, the dynamics have made it that Southeast is not Senate President. We're in democracy. It's a continuous work in progress. So we are not, we are very grateful to the nation for even them giving us something. In the few years ago, we have nothing about this. So we are very grateful that we even had something. So it's a work in progress, as usual. We are working hard, and it's work in progress.
So have you ever thought that perhaps the Southeast was cheated in that regard?
Well, I'm not somebody to complain. I told you that it's a work in progress. We are working very hard to make sure we belong to where other Nigerians are. And whether we are cheated or not, the job is work in progress, always. So when it's work in progress, we're doing the job. We have been before without anything. We have been before where we had no service chief, we have no deputy speaker, we have nothing. So it's a work in progress. We are very satisfied because at anywhere you find yourself, you give thanks to God, and that is the most important thing. So the important thing is to continue, be alive, be in good health, and work further. If you are not getting to your destination, you will get to your destination one day. So getting to your destination, or South is getting to where they want to be, it's a question of time. One thing that don't happen today might happen tomorrow. Jumoke.
All right. In that regard, Senator, let's talk about the relationship between the executive and the legislative arm of government. How are the lawmakers assisting the executive to deliver democracy dividends to Nigerians? How will you describe the relationship between the legislature and executive arm of government in this administration?
Well, there is no bad blood relationship between the executive and the legislative. We have a very good relationship with them, and the relationship is not the best, I can say, but it's the one that we can put on table to make sure that we fast track most of the bills that will bring lifting Nigerian people out of hunger or lifting them out of poverty. We are committed to doing those kind of bill. We are committed to making sure that we do not see as people who are quarreling with the executive. So this is why anything we can do through the Senate President and the leadership of the Senate, anything we can do, we try to do anything possible to make sure that the bills get back to the executive. So the Senate is one Senate, and we are not divided at all. We are one Senate under the leadership of Godswill Akpabio.
Let's stay on this because when the 10th Senate was inaugurated, one of the key items on the agenda was smooth legislative-executive relationship to foster democracy. How well will you say this has been pursued? Is it too early for Nigerians to say the 10th Assembly is rubber-stamped?
Well, it's too early because it's just 18 months. Let us make few more months on top of it and see how it goes. But we have a good relationship where we are doing our best because of the economic problems. Even in areas we can disagree with the executive, we try not to bring a lot of quarrel. We try to make sure we patch the bucket so it will not leak water for Nigerian people to be blamed that what they required to change the economy or to change anything is not properly in shape.
Because part of the legislative agenda of the 10th Senate is also engagement with citizens and oversight duties. How will you describe the way the Senate has gone about this?
Well, some senators go for oversight, and I'm sure many committees are out doing their oversights and seeing what they want to see and getting back the reports, working within their committees, and not without friction with the executive. So don't have frictions, and the way they are going about it, they are doing their best to make sure that what is required by law, by the Senate, and by the people that they do it.
Senator, I wanted you to also speak to engagement with citizens. How will you describe the way the Senate has gone about this?
Our engagement with the citizens, we are engaging them, honestly. On my part, on any senator's part, we engage our constituencies, we ask them what they want us to focus on, and they tell us. So the engagement is very cordial on my own part in my constituency, which is Abia North Senatorial District. We rely much on what they do for us, and they also rely on what we do for them. So the citizens have been very, 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 very supportive in what we are doing in the Senate.
You know, I asked that question because the 10th Assembly, especially the House of Reps, is very particular about open parliament, which, according to Rep members who have been on this program, encourages transparency, participation, and accountability throughout the legislative process. How bothered are you that despite these efforts, the National Assembly is seen by many as a corrupt and frivolous institution? Why do you think Nigerians have this perception?
Well, I don't know where the Nigerians get their impression from, because in the Senate where I work, there's nothing like that. I have never seen any, possibly because my contact with people, I don't think that Nigerian people have a good, the impression they have about the National Assembly is not what happens there in what I have seen, unless there's something they're doing behind me or behind any other person.
When you say it's not what happens there, Senator, what do you mean when you say it's not what happens there?
It's just what you speak to me about. I say what impression Nigerian people are having is not what happened in the National Assembly. There are more serious work to be done there. There was a day I brought a journalist like you in the National Assembly. I kept him there for 2-3 days, and he walked around with me for that week. He said, oh, I never know you guys are this busy. I said, this is what we see every day. You can't believe this is the fourth long occasion I'm entering today, and this is going to be the shortest. Since today, I have been in Hilton, where I went for the House of Representatives job, constitutional amendment. I came back to enter into a meeting with the Senate President, which just finished about some minutes past 6. And I went to my office, had some little meeting. I'm back here at home. Look at, so you can see that it's not an easy life to live, Jumoke.
I mean, when you say you do not know, I'm sure Nigerians are surprised, because as a two-term senator, I'm sure you would not blame Nigerians for not trusting you and your colleague senator, especially when some senators, rep members, have also accused their leaders of budget padding, siphoning funds meant for constituency projects. And to crown it all, Nigerians also believe that former President Buhari's huge party debt profile was enabled by the 9th Assembly, which you were a part of. And agreeably, these issues have contributed to this trust deficit. So how is the current leadership changing this perception?
No, I'm not going to answer that question, because that question looked more rude to start calling a president that is in his village now. If we want to discuss current issue, we can discuss it. I've told your colleagues I can never discuss Buhari. It's not on my nature. God has given every leader or leaders their own time, what they can do with leadership. God has created a role every leader will play when he's on the saddle of events. God has given leaders their own wisdom to be able to lead. So I don't like people continue discussing past leaders, present leaders. Let's discuss what is in front of us as a country, and we can discuss that. Allow Buhari to rest.
Senator, this is not a Buhari conversation. This is not a Buhari conversation. It's about the perception Nigerians have about the Senate. And I just asked, how is the Senate leadership or the leadership of the 10th Assembly changing that perception or that narrative?
Well, there is nothing you have told you before. I said there's one Senate and we're working as a one Senate. And we have no problem whatsoever. I thought there's no narrative, because you see, there was no, Buhari didn't even give anybody money in the Senate. There's nothing like that. There is nothing like that. If they give, I'm not aware. But what I want to tell you is that it is not always good as a country. Every time we continue blaming past leaders and blaming present leaders, let us work together and see how we can come out of economic problems. I'm saddened because I'm an employer of labor. I want to see how the situation we are in that will come out of it. That every day we are blaming Peter, we are blaming Paul, we are blaming... one day we'll blame you, Jumoke. One day we'll call your name and blame you. So that is what I'm going to do. And that is what Nigerian people will do soon. So let us focus on what will benefit this country. And every time we are trying to pull our people in the price of leadership down or do this or do that, I think it's not the best of all we can do.
All right, Senator, just to be clear, it wasn't a Buhari conversation. It was for you to just help us with how the Senate leadership is changing the kind of narrative Nigerians have about the Senate. But let's look at other matters. The cost of running government in Nigeria.
It's up to Nigerian people to have what, yes.
Has been on the increase over the years, to the extent that stakeholders are worried about the problem and are seeking ways to address these anomaly, posing fundamental threats to the nation's development. You look at the implementation of the Orosaye report. This was something Mr. President considered. Mr. President slashed the number of his entourage and foreign and domestic travels. He merged some MDAs as part of the recommendation of the Orosaye report. For you, what more can government do to bring about more structural, effective and enduring response to this fiscal recklessness in government?
I didn't hear you well, but if I might say what you had, you are asking me about Orosaye report, isn't it?
Orosaye report and the cost of running governments in Nigeria.
Honestly, you are a supporter in that line. I have, even personally, in private moments, mentioned it to the president. We need to reduce expenditure in running our government. We need to reduce the parastatals. We need to reduce the number of appointees. We need to reduce the number of everything that we do, even cars, even the dresses we wear, we should reduce it. But what I disagree with people is to tell president to stop traveling. Presidents have to be on the move to be able to get new investments. I support the president because the president is the face of the country. He has to, is the chief marketing officer of the country. That is why he has a lot of aides. He has a lot of people working. He has a lot of ministers, a lot of advisors. So as a chief marketing officer, the president have to be on the move. First, looking for business. Secondly, looking for the marketing of the country and selling the country in the right direction for foreign direct investment. So I agree that the Orasanya report should be implemented.
But you look at enforcing monetization policy of government as part of cutting the cost of governance. Many say, if indeed we're serious about this, government should discontinue provision of houses and vehicles to officers whose allowances are already monetized. Is this something we should consider as a country?
No, I don't work in the department where they monetize vehicles. Where we work in the Senate, I mean, is how we work is the vehicles we have is owned by the committees. So it's given to the chairman of the committees. So I don't know what other department does. So I believe that the cost of running government in Nigeria is very high. Not only by this administration, by all the administration since since democracy started.
But Senator, is it even realistic?
Say it again, please.
Is it realistic?
It is not realistic. That is what I told you, that it is not realistic to continue running government with high costs, because a lot of money that could have used to implement into other issues, we're losing those lines to be able to use it to further build on education or hospitals and all the rest of them are routes. For me, I believe that we should start being realistic as leaders and followers of the country. The followers and the leaders should be very realistic, because some of the followers and the leaders are not realistic.
But, you know, Senator, people in government, you know, continue to say or encourage Nigerians to bear with government. But Nigerians are asking the president to address this insensitive lifestyles and attitudes of Nigeria's elected and appointed officials. Nigerians are saying people in government must sacrifice as much as ordinary Nigerians are also sacrificing. Some say even more. But I'm happy you're here tonight because you've alleged that members of the executives use 4 to 5 cars, but there is no spotlight on them. And I also remember that the House of Reps announced to Nigerians that they would donate 50%
But
of their
you should also remember that, you should remember a few months ago, President Tinubu asked the ministers to start using 3 cars. And most of them are complying. And most of them are even using 2. The other day, I saw one of the ministers, I don't want to call, I saw one of the ministers. He came to the committee which I was in, and when he was going, I saw him leaving with 2 cars. I mean, it makes a lot of impression on that. So one was carrying him, the other was carrying his aides. So, I mean, I think these things will come into us gradually, the way we are doing, the way we are coming, because our people still think that government is where you have to show off who you are, what you are. But government should be a sacrifice that will leave our private domains, private businesses to come and join government. It's to help to direct how things should be done, not where we necessarily should show up. But a lot of Nigerians use the symbol of government as a show off. Some people elected and appointed, they don't even know that the sacrifice they should be making is for the people of our country. And the people should benefit from their ideas, not from the show or high level of burial, high level of parties or high level of things they do. No, that is not it. It's a sacrifice to be able to work for betterment of our country.
But how is the Senate also addressing this high cost of governance in the chamber? Because, I mean, like I was saying before you interrupted, the House of Reps announced...
Well, you always say the Senate, the Senate, the Senate. The Senate, for God's sake, is not the executive. Our duty is to make law and give them the law to implement. No, because everybody is just saying the Senate, the House of Reps, the House of... We are legislators, for God's sake, Jumoke. We are legislators. Our duty is to make the law. If I'm giving you, if you are getting your budget, I will approve the budget you should do. We approve your taxation. We approve your this and that. Is left for you for implementation. It's no longer in our board. We are not going to force the executive to do what they're supposed to do as executive. Our duty is just like me going to write a judgment for a judge that sits in a court. It's not possible. So a judge in the court cannot come into the chambers to write a bill to an act for us as a legislators. It's not possible. So our duty is to make laws for the executive. We make laws for them and we give it to them to go and implement and oversight them, whether they are doing what we pass in the budget. That is our job. But Nigerian people think that the legislators will do everything. The legislators will pull down the building and rebuild it in one day. It's not possible, for God's sake. This is where we are.
Senator, I was going somewhere before you jumped in, but let's look at this angle. Do we really need a bicameral legislature, or we must begin to look at the implementation of a part-time legislature at both federal and state levels, as you've suggested?
Honestly, I've said so many times. You know, I have said that, Jumoke. I don't know whether it's your show or Babajide's show. I've said that for me, if you allow me to say, we should have a single legislative group. We don't even need to have two houses. It's either we modify the Senate or we modify the House of Rep and continue with our presidential system, or we are going parliamentary or anything. So these are options, because people are thinking. I have some people in the Senate today who thinks, I have 2 or 3 people who have told me, oh, if they have known, they will not leave their business to come here and be carrying bad names. I say, oh, this is what we are used to it. So you welcome, you sit down. Because some of them thinks that even if they make the sacrifice to leave their business to come or leave their professional body to come, they are thinking at least they will, but they say every day they go home, the constituent will not allow them to rest. They will, people that their children in the hospital, people their children did not go to school, people of all kinds of complaints, they'll come to we are the nearest to the people that elected us. You see it? So for me, I think that we should have a bicameral legislation. So it will help the country. It's going to save the country. Like South Africa, they have one parliament. Ghana have one parliament, and they are practicing presidential system. We can. These are things we need to sit down and talk about. We should forget our ego. We should forget who we are. We should forget what we are thinking about. It is just like the people talking 1 term 6 years. It's not a bad idea, because the money we use in doing second term is killing. Go and look at the budget, and because of this second term, people are fighting to kill. People are fighting to die. So if we can say from now, all those that win election in 2027, they will say only 6 year 1 term. They go. from 2027. We make the law now and get it ready for 2027. The governors and the presidents will do one term 6 years, and they will go. But in no legislature is a continuous exercise. As long as the older you are in the parliament, the better for the constituency.
All right. Senator, let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll look at other matters. Please stay with us, everyone.
There is always more to a story than the screaming headline. The part of a story that is not told casts a shadow. It's like the part of an object that is not reached by light. On TVC News, I'm able to explore the many angles there are to a story, talking to stakeholders, asking the difficult questions, and digging for facts. I believe the viewers are able to make a better decision if they're well informed and understand not just a part, but the complete story. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Every weekday on Business Nigeria, we uncover the secrets of the financial world.
We analyze the stock market, shares, bonds, and the thrilling world of cryptocurrency.
Facts matter. Our team dives deep to separate fact from popular opinion.
We simplify complex government policies as it impacts your everyday life, helping you navigate the ever-changing financial landscape.
Watch Business Nigeria every weekday at 2 p.m. only on TVC News, first with breaking news.
Sometimes it's the story that calls. At other times, the people just want to be heard.
School, I need students, but I need teacher.
Can't continue like this.
Their voices re-echoing through time itself.
We haven't done anything. If the tide is high, everybody run for safety.
Their tears leave a sweet sour taste for all their demands. A familiar call beckoning for change. In our world, no one expects a disaster to happen. But when it does, we'll be there to x-ray all sides, from the east to the west, north and south. Community Forum will examine the oddities and challenges to economic development, as well as issues yearning for government intervention. Watch fresh episodes of Community Forum on Sundays by 9:30 p.m. only on TVC News.
Experience information and entertainment like never before as TVC Breakfast takes your weekends to a whole new level. Introducing TVC Breakfast Weekend Edition, your ultimate source of thrilling sports updates, insightful political analysis, and captivating entertainment news. Stay in the know with what's trending, catch up with the latest in sports, and immerse yourself in the latest buzz from the world of music and movies. Your weekends are no longer just days off, but moments packed with knowledge, excitement, and enjoyment. TVC Breakfast Weekend Edition, only on TVC News.
Welcome back to Politics Tonight, everyone. Thank you very much for staying with us. Senator Orji Okalu, Senator Abia North and former governor of Abia State is my guest tonight as we analyze Nigeria's political and economic landscape. Senator, thank you very much for staying with us on the program. And let's talk about Simon Ekpa's arrest and the implication on Southeast security. Because in the same breath, the call for the release of Nnamdi Kanu has now intensified. First, what's your take and how do you think his release will impact on the Southeast and Nigeria at large?
Well, I don't like to talk about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu because we are doing a very behind diplomatic channels, but because the matter is before a court of record, I don't like to discuss it because I know the value of a court. I know the value of when matter is in court. Remember, the last time he was left for some few years ago, I did that diplomatic outing and reached out to a man called Lawan Daura, who was DGSSS. I reached out to the president Buhari then, and the court granted him bail, and I'm sure that we are talking on back end to see what can be done. But since it's before the court of record, I might not like to discuss what is before the court. So, but I know we are hopeful that something will be done. And the security of Southeast, I'm sure the young people who are causing these security problems will have a rethink, because we don't need to be shooting ourselves to have prosperity. If we are looking for prosperity, we must reassess and ask our people, ourselves, another questions about what we are going to be doing. Honestly, the governors should up their games. The 5 governors, they should come together, work out a plan, work out a clear plan that will give our people respite and relief. And I would like to advise the military, the security agencies, they should escalate checkpoints. There are too many checkpoints in the Southeast. It's annoying. I went from Enugu to my village in Ibere to over 60 checkpoints in less than 1 hour, 40 minutes journey. And it is not to the best of our interests. And everywhere you go, and the worst part of it, that this type, if you are in a bus, the bus will come, they ask the bus people to come down and move with leg and cross. So these are things I'm going to be tabling to some security chiefs in the days to come. The security chiefs should, this is why they should work with more intelligence than gun. Guns don't solve problems. Mind you, I was governor there before. Before I became governor, there was a huge security problem before I came in. And I cleared the security problems. And after clearing the one in Abia, I also went further to clear the one in Newi and Onitsha. I helped them to clear it. So they invited me, I helped them set up the system and clear the place. So, and our governors as a regional power, they have not even been interested or calling us to say, how do you contribute? How do you, in terms of talking? They are political leaders.
Absolutely, because Senator, I was coming there. I was coming there because some Nigerians have said insecurity in the Southeast intensified because Southeast governors and leaders like yourself have remained silent for so long.
No, I'm a legislator. I'm not a political, I'm not a leader. All the Southeast governors there now, they are political leaders. Honestly, you know, I cannot, because the Governor Oti is in a Labour Party, I will not say he's not the political leader of Abia State. And I cannot say because Governor Peter Mba is in PDP, and I will not say the political leader of Enugu State. They are political leaders. They are leaders of the state. Once you are no longer the governor, the present governor is the leader of the state. So they should consult. They should find back in and back out. This doesn't hurt, because there might be things we know they will not know. There might be things they know we don't know. 2 heads are better than 1. So, and you cannot do this insurgence, these things happening there. You can't do it without intelligence. It's intelligence that I use in concrete. When I came to be governor, you cannot enter Aba in those days. There was a big problem with Ibu Alhaji, what they call Ibu Alhaji. But I came in, people hijacking the buses on the road and all the rest of it. But I cleared all those things. After clearing, the governor of Anambra State invited me. I had a series of meetings with him. He was not shy about it. And I was able to clear Onitsha, clear Newi, and clear some of those places, because they are my in-laws. My wife is from Anambra State, so, as you know. So it is a thing, a joint thing that people should do, because it's not just being shy about it. People should not be shy about security. We need to fight for security. Because when I established Bakassi in Abia, I didn't establish it to settle for boyfriend or girlfriend or husband and wife or settle people who are buying land. No, I settled it to clear out the criminals, because the duty of a government that cannot protect their people and their properties, and the people might go to be questioned whether they are government at any level. The first duty of a government is to protect life and property. So that is it. So every government, whether it's federal or state, they should take the issue of life and properties of Nigerians very serious.
All right, Senator, Simon Ekpa's arrest, is this capable of bringing peace to the region? And do you think he should be tried in Nigeria?
What? Say it again, please.
Simon Ekpa's arrest, is this capable of bringing peace to the southeast region?
Say it again. It's from your wire.
Senator, Simon Ekpa's arrest, is this capable of bringing peace to the southeast region? Do you think he should be tried in Nigeria? That's the question, sir.
Oh, if who should be tried in Nigeria?
Yes, Simon Ekpa.
Oh, Simon Ekpa. Oh, well, he could be tried anywhere, depending on who is trying him or what they are trying him for. If I didn't arrest him, you didn't arrest him, Nigerian authorities didn't arrest him, whoever they arrested him should try him. They know why they arrested him. And if he's here, and if he's arrested in Nigeria, he'll be tried in Nigeria. Since he's arrested...
Senator, you don't know why he was arrested?
He'll be tried in Finland. I don't know. No, it's only the people that arrested him there know why they arrested him there. I'm not saying it in a sarcastic manner. No, I'm just saying it's only them that there knows why they arrested him, and they will try him there. That is the truth.
All right. I want us to talk about the appointment of Bianca Ojukwu and what it means for the southeast region.
What is wrong with it? What do you want to talk about it?
How impressed are you?
Well, the president had made an appointment. I don't question the president when he makes his appointment. It's his choice, and it's nobody can question any leader.
Senator, it's not a matter of questioning the president's authority. What does this appointment mean for the southeast region?
Well, I think it's the president's choice, because, you know, it's a good appointment. The lady knows her job. In terms of giving her job, the lady will do the job. And I feel the president did well by bringing back the woman on the good track for people to see. It means a lot for people of Anambra State and people of Igbo land.
Senator, you do not sound convinced or impressed about that appointment. Are you doubting her capability and capacity?
No. She's a very hardworking woman. She did a lot when she was ambassador in Spain. And I think the president are putting her in a very good ministry. No, I'm not questioning. She's a very nice woman, very forthright and very hardworking woman. But it's just that I cannot dabble into appointment made by President and Commander-in-Chief of Nigeria. So the decision is the president. Anything about cabinet is the president's choice. It's not the choice of Ojikal or choice of you speaking from there. So it's appointment made by the president, so we should support it.
All right, let's talk about other matters. What more do you think the president needs to do towards revamping the economy?
Well, I think the president is trying on what he's doing, and the president cannot revamp the economy in 1 year, 1 year and 15 months. It's not going to be possible. And I know we have a problem. We have a real problem. And what the president is doing and what he's supposed to do. But my advice always, whether it's in secret or in public, is that when we implement what the IMF and the World Banks are telling us, we'll also go middle course and look for Nigerian economies to also apply our own common street sense that will be able to save our people from being hungry. Our people should also apply, because the far tigers, when I mean the far tigers, means the Asian tigers, they were prepared by IMF, but also they also apply local sense in what they are doing. So I've always said the president should also find a local sense to make sure, yeah, they're on it, they are doing it, but we should also put some Nigerian jara to make sure that our people are not hungry.
Senator, let's stay on this because, economists say the task of putting Nigeria on the path to economic prosperity is enormous and requires transformational and drastic changes. The president has highlighted his economic reforms, going by his decision to remove fuel subsidy and reform the foreign exchange system. And for him, these actions were necessary to reverse the decades of economic mismanagement. And I'm asking this particular question because I remember when President Buhari was in power, he was criticized for not floating the currency and not removing fuel subsidy. If there was an outcry about non-implementation of these policies during the Buhari era, today there is also an outcry over the implementation of the same policies. How do you react to this? One, does it mean Nigerians are highly resistant to change? Are we really ready for the kinds of development we're yearning for?
If I tell you what I want to tell you, you might be shocked. Nothing will make our foreign exchange or economy to improve only when people bring out the dollars they keep at their homes. Because you can't dump dollars. People are leaving the bank, leaving the banking system. You cannot trade with two currencies in a country and you want the economy to be well. You cannot be trading dollar and naira on the street of Nigeria. You see civil servants, they are asking for dollar. You see politicians, they are asking for dollar. You see market woman, she's asking for dollar. Unless you stop the dollarization of our economy, nobody, if you allow me, nobody should accept dollar on the street of Nigeria. It become a big offense. I don't want to say capital offense. In the Catholic Church, we don't support capital offense. I could have said it would be a capital offense not to see anybody with dollar. If you go to, I went to UAE in 1989, as long as that was first time I went to Dubai. We was Sharjah. The dirham is still 3 point something to a dollar. And it's the same thing today. Because there's nobody in UAE that will accept dollar from you. If you go to Singapore, nobody takes dollar from you. If you go to UK, nobody takes dollar from you. It's only in Nigeria that you can, even that somebody, even my grandmother will tell me, oh, I don't prefer naira, give me dollar.
Senator, allow me to jump in
want
here.
To build an economy?
I do apologize. Allow me to jump in here because of time. And this is still about policies and reforms. The most recent is the tax reform bills. Despite several briefings by the Presidential Committee, why is there
No, you must listen to the dollar. You can confirm me or not. No, let me, go ahead.
Why is there so much pushback from some northern stakeholders? And where do you stand, Senator? So you can juxtapose both situations.
No. You cannot, don't be, Jumoke, don't where. You know, where I stand is where I stand. Let me tell you, the bills were not, they are very good bills, but they are not communicated to the people. But I think my advice now, I'm sure the Senate President will have the exhaustive meeting. My advice and other senators advise that we should pause legislative process on that bill to come back to discuss with our colleagues from the north and the south. It's not only the northerners. Many people are opposed to the bill. because they didn't explain to them. They didn't market the bill. They didn't explain to them. But I have gone through the bill. If there's anything that is not good in the bill, we will remove it. It's unconstitutional. Anything that's unconstitutional, anything that violates by sharing, we can discuss it. There's nothing that cannot be discussed.
So do you think the bill is perfect? Senator, having read the bill, do you think it's a perfect bill?
The bill is, nothing is perfect, but it's progressive. It's a nice bill, but it's a bill that if somebody say you are taking more percentage out of him, we can sit down and negotiate about the percentages, which is causing trouble. But the bill should not die because the bill is a progressive bill. And, you know, listen, Jumoke, you know, people like me are people who speak our mind. But they did not explain this bill. They did not listen to those opposed to this bill very well. But this bill, if you don't go back and study the bill very well, there's nothing that is perfect in life. In everything you do, there is bad, good, and ugly. So there are things that are not very palatable to people opposing the bill. And they know why they're opposing it. They are not idiots. They just don't want to be. Let's not put Nigeria into problem. Let's not just put President Tinubu's presidency into problem. As a legislator, as a people making the law, we are already in process of making the law.
So you advocating for
National Assembly? What
so are you advocating for wider consultations, Senator?
I'm advocating that we should put the bill in a legislative pause, and consult more. President will invite the stakeholders. National Assembly will go out and speak to the stakeholders. I saw what was happening in another TV station this evening, and it's impressive. That is, I saw Dogora, I saw Professor Yedide, one of the best professors that made this bill. I mean, let me be honest with you. What people have not been able to explain to people, you don't just tell people, we will do this, and you put shit into their mouth. We need to explain to Nigerians what you mean. Like I told somebody, people tell, oh, Tinubu just want to buy over Nigeria and put it in his pocket like he did the tax in Lagos. No, this tax is for Nigerians. Let us go back and see how we can do it. Because those who are complaining have a reason. Those who are not complaining also have a reason. So let those who are complaining and those who are not complaining, let us sit down and be able to smoothen the rough edges and move forward. This is democracy. Democracy is not what you just come and drop anything. Everybody will agree with you. I don't blame anybody